Hello students, Amakan here with your chapter 4. Will continue the basis of classification. As we discussed about earlier that the different bases. The first one, that is the arrangement of cell. Second one, that is the body symmetry. Third one, the coelom, okay, presence of coelom. So after that we will discuss about the pattern of nutrition, body support and protection, levels of organizations, habitat and the body organizations. So one by one we will discuss about the things. So it clears our view how living beings are classified, mainly the animals which we discussed. So animal kingdom, we are discussing animal kingdom. Regarding the classification, the clear concept of basis of classification we are going to discuss. So say nutrition, every living beings require food to live, or the living life process can be achieved by the nutrition. The nutrition is required to every living beings for supplying the energy requirement, supplying the protection of the body, to protect their body, to build their body, to heal their body, and also to do the different activities of their own for their life activities. So say pattern of nutrition, either autotrophs or heterotrophs. Auto means self, hetero means from others. So autotrophs are the living organism. They can make their own food and they are the green plants. Only green plants are able to make their food. And one other example, that is green sulfur bacteria, they also make their food. So photosynthesis is the process by which, food making process by which living beings, mainly the plants, are able to make their food. By the help of chloroplast and chlorophyll, they use the water, carbon dioxide and convert them into the glucose, that is the main product of the food. So this is the autotrophic mode of nutrition in which they are the producer, they are the self food maker by the help of using the substances from outside the plant body. So this is the autotrophs, and green plants are done means the activity of autotrophism or autotrophic nutrition. So only they are the autotrophic in environment. So they make food, and all the heterotrophs, including the non-green plant also, take food from them. So they are the heterotrophs. They are heterotrophs. So two group of organisms, one autotrophs, second heterotrophs. Autotrophs make their own food, heterotrophs take food from the autotrophs directly or indirectly. So see, heterotrophs may be either holozoic, parasitic or saprophytic. Holozoic, we are holozoic. Holozoic, they take food and digest them inside the body. So this is the holozoic animal. They have well developed digestive system and they eat the complex food and digest them inside their body systems or digestive system. So holozoic animal are having the well developed digestive system, and in digestive system, by the help of different organs, digestive system having so many organs with the glands supporting by secretion of enzyme to digest the food in easy way. So digestion of food takes place in the digestive system in the body of holozoic animal. Parasitic means the parasites are able to take food from the host. Host provide them food, that's why they have no need to digest the food within their body. That's why parasites have no well developed digestive system. So they only absorb the food and distribute them in the whole body. So this is the heterotrophs, which are parasite in their subtypes. So parasitic animals are able to take food from the host. Parasite, they take food from the host. Like in our body, so many types of worms present. They are the parasite and they live inside our body. Parasite may be either present outside the body, on the skin, it is called ectoparasite, ecto, and endoparasite, endoparasite, ectoparasite. So parasite present outside the body, like lice, like other insects which are found in our skin. So they are the ectoparasite, and endoparasite are the parasite which is present inside the body, or it is not seen from outside. So this is the worms, this is the liver fluke. So other ascaris, these are different type of parasites present inside the body of human beings as well as other animals. So they are act as parasite and harm the host. It means if parasite present in your body is not able to develop in proper way, and the parasite take maximum of your food and hamper your health. So parasites may be either ecto or endoparasite. Understood? Now saprophyte. Sapro means the dead decaying things. So saprophytes are They are found in the place where the dead decaying things present. So they take food from dead decaying animal, dead decaying animal or plant body, Mainly the mushroom or the fungus, they grow in the dead bodies or decaying substances. So they are the saprophytes, and they take food from the dead decaying substances for their nutrition. So this is the autotrophs, heterotrophs. On the basis of autotrophic, heterotrophic nutrition, we can classify the animal different groups. So this autotrophs is mainly the plant group, and these are the animal group. So animals are either holozoic, parasitic or saprophytic in nature regarding the food requirement or food taking process. Now body support and protection. So say our body supported by either inside or outside. So we have endoskeleton, and the cockroach or insects have exoskeleton. So their outside body is more hard than the inside body. Our inside body is more hard than the outside body. So our skin, then muscles, then bone present. So bone is a part of endoskeleton. So protection means they support or protect our body from different type of jerk, different type of situations. So our heart, our lungs, our stomach, our kidneys, so many soft parts are present, and they need to protect because they are very soft and complicated, means they are very important or precious, or very means they require to protect themselves from the hard covering, from jerk or from shock. So they covered by the help of different bony structures. So see our brain also having very sharp structure made up of the nerve cells. So brain is also protected by the help of a hard cranium, that is the brain box. So this is the way by which the different body parts which are very soft and delicate protected by the help of hard covering. So our chest having the rib cage. Rib cage cover the soft part like the lungs, the heart. These are covered inside the rib cage. So this is what? This is the endoskeleton which protect the delicate part of our body. Exoskeleton in cockroach is made up of very hard, that is the chitin, and is protective in nature. So they protect the insects from outside and having their support for different activities. So support and protection by the help of exo and endoskeleton. Exoskeleton means outside, endoskeleton from inside the body. So from outside and from inside the body, production takes place by the exo and endoskeleton. Now levels of organization. See, we have the body and having different level of organization. Suppose unicellular, that is cell level organization. Multicellular but very less developed, that is tissue level organization, that is hydra or other things. Unicellular, that is amoeba, paramecium. Organ level, that is very small sized and very organ. One organ or organ is made only there. And organ system level means our level. So they are advanced than the other one. So level of organization makes them advanced or less advanced. That is the initial, means we can say ancient, and the modern organism. So simple organism and complex organism made by the help of advancement due to arrangement of the organ systems together. So organ, cell level, tissue level, organ level, organ system levels are the different type of levels which can make the body and make them less advanced and more advanced regarding the structure. Now habitat, where they live. So living beings spend their maximum time in a place, that is the habitat. That habitat is either in water, on land, or differently, that is either water or land, or on the tree, or in the air. So they are differently, means habitats are of different types. So see, first one, aquatic habitat divided into two parts. Aquatic habitat divided into two parts, that is freshwater and marine. Freshwater and marine. Freshwater is very less. That's why marine habitat is very large, means maximum of animal found in the sea than the freshwater. So say freshwater habitat are present mainly in the river, in the pond, in the lake, or in the different ditches or canals, sometimes dams. So freshwater systems have it has water which have no more salt present. It has salty water. Marine system having salty water, and that having maximum amount of so many diversity present there. Where? In the marine ecosystem, marine habitat, so much diversity is there. That's why they are rich in diversity. Either we can say there is plant, phytoplankton, zooplankton, big fishes, small fishes, so many type of insects are there. So in aquatic marine habitat, this is very rich habitat and found different type of animals there. Now terrestrial is the, means on the land, this is called terrestrial. Terrestrial habitat is the habitat present on the land. So you know, land is less than water, and the amount of water is maximum in our earth. Though it is not useful for our domestic as well as industrial as well as irrigation purpose. So sea water or marine water is really not fit for that particular consumption, and it is only for the activity of transportation, and sometimes tidal waves used for what purpose? For the purpose of electricity generation. So really this is the less used, but really in vast or more amount. So say terrestrial habitat. Terrestrial habitat is the habitat where on the land it has either mesophytic, xerophytic, or sometimes tundra, or we can say the cold deserts are present. So on terrestrial habitat, the living beings are present which are really on land area animal, and they are found either in mountain and plateaus, or in forest, or in the different places where the base is the earth's surface. So terrestrial habitat is vast and having maximum amount of animal living in on the earth surface. Aerial, as we see aerial, so no one animal can move in air every time. So they can come on earth surface for a while and then they again fly in the air. So aerial animals also use the land area for their rest, for their other activities. So aerial animals are the animal which can fly. They have adaptation to fly, like birds, like other insects, but really they can live on the earth surface or they stay in the on the tree. So arboreal animal, so many animals habitat is on the tree. So they live or they spend maximum time on the tree, that is arboreal animal, that is squirrel, monkeys, okay. So many animals are there which can make their habitat on the tree and live there. So after arboreal, they are amphibians. Amphibians means, amphi means both. Amphibians, they are found both on land as well as on water. So they have adaptations of moving on land or swimming in water. So see, the frogs are able to do so. Frogs can use 3 types of respiratory system in their life cycle. So frog can live in both land as well as on water. So frog have the respiratory system, that is by the help of gills. In the tadpole stage they use gills. Second one, they can use their skin. In the young stage or in water, when they are in water they use skin for respiration, and they also use the book lungs or simple type of lungs on land. When they are on land they use book lungs. So what is this? This is the different type of habitat where they live and do their activities of respiration in different systems, in different ways. So see, this is the survival activities by which frog can survive both on land as well as in water. So frog is an amphibian. Other animals are also amphibians. Now the body organization, that is the layers of body present in them. So the first one, that is outside, second one, that is inside, but the advanced one having the middle one also. So see here, body organization is means layers of the body present after the embryonic development. So see, they are, so first one, that is diploblastic, and the second one, that is triploblastic. One mediatory of them. Diploblastic means they have their layer ecto and endoderm. So ecto and endoderm present in their body layers. Here you see in triploblastic, one is, so first, that is ectoderm, second, that is mesoderm, and third or inner, that is endoderm present. So see, here is 3 layers, 3 germ layer, here 2 germ layer, 3 germ layer having the advanced one, 2 germ layer having the less advanced, or we can say primitive one. So in Hydra 2 layers are there, but 1 layer is going to develop that is called mesoglia. In the place of mesoderm, this is the mesoglia. So in Hydra, ectoderm present, this is the endoderm very clearly present, endoderm, but between the endo and ecto there is the mediatory dermis which is not well developed but really going to develop, that is called mesoglia. This mesoglia after development become the mesoderm. So this is the Hydra. In the case of Hydra, this is mediatory between the diploblastic and diploblastic animals. Hydra shows this type of activities. So this is the way we discuss these things. Now next day we will discuss the another thing, that is the body segmentation, and after that notochord present in the body. Then after the classification of animal, one by one we will discuss about all the phylums of the vertebrate and invertebrates one by one. So this is the second class of this chapter. Next class we will discuss the next thing. Okay.